Hi friends, my name is Maruti and I'm the co-founder of Kraku. I've scored 100 percentile in CAT 4 times and many students ask me what I do differently which helps me score very high in CAT on a consistent basis. So I'll give you 3 tips. These are the tips that I follow around the time of the examination which I think will also help you. The first tip I'll tell you is to control what is in your hands. That is what I do myself. So what exactly is in my hands? What is in my hands is when I can actually go to the examination center. So I always ensure that I go to the examination center at least 1 hour in advance because you never know how the traffic will be on the day of the examination. Many times just before the examination center there is a lot of traffic, so you want to avoid all of it. I definitely go to the examination center 1 hour in advance. Secondly, there should not be any panic in the middle of the examination. So for example, if you're struggling in an LRDI set, you should not feel that okay, I'm going to leave this and I'm going to the next one, and then if you find the next LRDI set again you're confused, you don't know what to do next. So to avoid that kind of a confusion in LRDI section, in the first few minutes I look at all the 4 sets and I prepare a priority order. So I know that even if I'm struggling with one set, I know that which set I'm going to attempt next. So having that priority order ensures that there is no confusion. I do the same thing for even verbal section. In verbal section also, I know the order in which I'm going to attempt the questions. I know whether I'm going to attempt RCs first. I know whether I'm going to attempt verbal questions first. At least that priority order I fix before I go to the examination center, because these are things which are in my hands. So I would recommend you also to have a very clear examination strategy. You should know whether you're attempting the reading comprehensions first or the verbal questions first. You should also know what are the kind of LRDS you would want to attempt first. So once you have these things which are in your hands, the confusion, the decision making, all of that will be lesser. So one tip I would tell you is control what is in your hands. The second tip I will give you is to let go of your ego. This I think is very, very crucial for me because I tend to score highly in quant, which is one of the reasons I tend to get 100 percentile regularly. I need to do very well in quant, and for that I should never get stuck in any one question. So I try to be very, very clear about the time that is passing and how many questions I've attempted. And in any question, if I feel stuck, even if I feel that I'm coming close to answering the question, I leave it and I go to the next one if I've spent more than say 2 or 2.5 minutes in a particular question. The reason for that is twofold. One, I strongly believe that if I come back to that question later, I will immediately get the answer, because I believe that your mind, even if you're going to the next question, on some level subconsciously it is still trying to solve the question that you have ignored. So when you come back to answer it second time, many times it happens to me that I'm able to immediately solve it. Secondly, I never want to leave any easy question just because I have not seen it. So I'm very, very strict, very, very stubborn about ensuring that I don't spend more than 2.5 minutes in a question the first time I see it. If you follow it, I'm sure your marks also will definitely increase. The third tip I'll give you is mental resilience. Now in the examination, many times, at least 3 or 4 times I remember where I was struggling really badly in DILR. Time was passing, but I was not able to get a set correct. There were instances where after 20 minutes I didn't attempt any question in LRDR. But even at that time I was telling myself that it is okay. I just need to get one set correct. I try to trick my mind into thinking that everybody would be finding it difficult. Even if I know that I'm performing very poorly also, I tell myself that I have to just get one set correct. If I can get one set correct, then everything else will follow. And normally when I try to calm myself down by trying to instill confidence in myself, it works quite well. So even if time is elapsing, even if you feel that you're not performing well, it is very important for you to not panic, because once you start panicking, once you lose control over your emotions, there is no coming back. So even if you feel that you are starting to panic, it is very important for you to crush that panic at the start itself. Don't let it control you. Keep telling yourself that you are just one question away from actually getting into your group. So do that. And many times, like I mentioned in LRDI, I saved the LRDI section in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Many times I used to put calculated guesses for TITA questions, and many of them used to turn out to be correct. The reason for doing that is because I was still having control over my emotions. So anybody who has control over their emotions, anybody who is able to stop that panic will definitely do well, especially in a section like LRDI, where it is either all or nothing. Either you get the entire set correct or you don't get the entire set correct. So in those kind of situations, it is very easy for you to lose your control, lose your emotions. But once you start panicking, it is very difficult for you to come back and have a calm mind and answer questions. So if you feel that you are struggling, it is very important for you to take a small break. Don't take a complete break, but keep telling yourself, keep motivating yourself, because there is only one person who can motivate you, and that is yourself. You are your biggest champion. You are your biggest supporter. So ensure that you are motivating yourself, especially during the examination.